TikTok has ruined your attention span, but deleting the app is not going to fix the problem. Not at all. It's just going to run from it. Wouldn't it be better to control your own mind than to give up altogether and just accept that the internet wins, that you have to say goodbye to TikTok? No, it'd be better to have control over your own mind. Here's the deal. If you delete TikTok, the internet is not going anywhere. Content is not going anywhere. You're just going to feel FOMO because all your friends are still on TikTok. You'll feel like the odd one out because you're no longer seeing all the trends and all the stuff. Being on the internet is part of being in our society today. Our society is digital. That is the uncomfortable reality. There is no way around that. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to delete the app and I'm going to escape, I'm going to run from the problem, what if you faced it head on? What if you said, I'm going to master my attention span, I'm going to reclaim it, I'm going to have control over my own mind, and I'm going to fundamentally shift the way that I consume content on the internet? Because that's the only way through it, guys. That is the only way. You need to go from mindless consumption to conscious consumption. Okay, I talked about this yesterday with curation and creation. Here's what you start with. All of us have a burning passion inside. We all do. If you think that you don't, you do. You might just have to spend some time finding it. Start with this. What's one problem in your life? What's one recurring problem that keeps coming up for you? Is it an emotional problem? Is it a practical problem? Is it the fact that you've lost control of your attention span? That's a very real problem affecting a lot of people, and it could be up to you to solve it. Here's what you do. You identify that problem, and then you search the internet for resources to help solve it. And through that search, through that curation process, you're going to come across creative solutions. You might even come up with your own. You might even realize that sharing your unique experience with that problem is a solution. And so that's what you start with. You talk about your problem, you find solutions for it, and you share that on the internet. And if you don't want to create content, that's fine. Not everybody has to. Then you go curation. You create a list of those resources that you found helpful for that problem. You give it a compelling title like videos that will help you master your attention span. You write a little bit about it. You can also leave comments under it. You become the person who organizes the information because we need archivists. We have more content than what we know what to do with, right? We need people to organize it. So curation is a very real route to become a conscious consumer and actually create some value here. This is important. Running away from the problem isn't going to make it go away, not for you or anybody else. So consider how you can contribute your consciousness to help the problem. We need you. We really, really need you. We're the first generation of humans with access to the internet, and our choices online are going to affect future generations on the internet. Are we the people who organized it and created value and used it as the educational resource that it is and its potential for connecting people, or did we just lose all of our conscious ability and consume content all day? It's hard, it's not your fault, but it is up to us to fix the problem. Let me know if you have questions, but we can free ourselves. We can do it, guys. We really can. It's real and we can do it. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Does anyone else think that social media has just like ruined their life? Because I do, man. Honestly, like I post on social media, I create content, but I think ever since starting this journey, I've never felt more stress, more anxiety, more disconnection from reality, more like separatedness from the world. It's crazy, man. And I think people go into this game not realizing what it entails because it's not easy. It's fucking hard. There's so much comparison. There's so much like worrying about things that you don't need to worry about, like how many followers you get or how many likes this post get. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of at the point where a part of me is like, do I even need to keep doing this? Because it's not really bringing me what I thought it would. Yes, it's beautiful to be able to inspire people. I think that's the only thing that keeps me going is the fact that you're watching actually support me. But I'll be interested to know if there's anyone here who's like a content creator that kind of feels the same. Like this is disconnection from reality. Like I'm reading all these books about spirituality and stuff, and a big part of me is like, fuck, do I just go and become a monk or something? Because I feel like what I'm chasing with this social media stuff isn't actually going to bring me too much fulfillment. The real fulfillment comes from just helping people, and I can do that where I'm at. It doesn't have to be done through a giant platform like what I had always dreamed of. Or maybe I'm just being a little bitch and not being able to handle the pressure of trying to grow online. Anyways, I think either way, this would be a cool video for anyone that does look up to me, who might think that I find this shit easy and that I'm always upbeat and happy and stuff. Nah, bro. I posted something on Instagram not too long ago where I was full vulnerable, sharing my experiences, sharing how I struggle with my mental health and all this stuff. And yeah, bro, I think don't be fooled by what you see online, man. People are definitely going through some shit. And it can be really easy when, if your For You page is just full of pretty people that are like flexing or lip syncing on camera, to think that their life is easy, or like, fuck, I wish I looked like that. That's not the reality, man. And I think at the end of the day, your soul will feel the most fulfilled when you are being present and giving back to the people around you. Yeah, like, we might look up to these people on social media but not know how empty they might be on the inside. So anyways, love you all. Have a great day. And yeah, comment if you resonated. I'd be keen to know.
It absolutely baffles me that I just saw a 3-minute video on this app. I go to the comments and all of the comments are complaining about how the video is too long. I'm not gonna lie to you, I watched the video on 2 times speed, but really, 3 minutes? Obviously, it seems like the logical conclusion here is that everybody's attention span, including my own, has been completely fried by short form content like TikTok. But at the same time, I would be willing to bet that the average person using this app definitely spends more than 3 minutes at a time on it. I know I 100% struggle to get off this app sometimes. I watched a movie on a plane yesterday, but before I watched it, I was genuinely concerned that I was not going to be able to make it through the whole movie because of my short attention span. Yes, I did make it through and I was thoroughly entertained, but I think 10-year-old me watching 30-minute YouTube videos would be completely shocked if he found out 21-year-old me was having those thoughts before the movie. I'm no scientist, but the difference between the movie and TikTok is that with a movie, you're stuck watching one continuous thing, whereas with TikTok, you can just scroll and you get something new every single time. It's like I go to this app and I just say, one more hit of dopamine, bro, please, just one more hit, bro, just one more hit of dopamine, please, and I'll stop. I will say, though, that over the past few weeks, I have decided to completely not allow myself to use my phone while I'm getting ready in the morning and not use my phone for 30 minutes before bed, and my life has drastically improved, so that's good, I guess. Good luck and follow for more.
Anyone that works in social media, let me know if you relate to this. I have like multiple saved albums on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, for inspiration, and I will literally be working and be like, oh, let me go reference that one thing I saved, click onto Instagram, and then completely forget what I was doing and start scrolling. And then I'll be like 15 minutes down the line scrolling on Instagram and I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to be working right now. Wait. And then I'll close the app and then I'll go back to my computer and be like, oh my God, I was supposed to look at that thing on Instagram. And then I'll do it again and I'll open the app and then get distracted immediately by the reels or the TikToks that are just right in front of me. Is my attention span so bad? Like, does anyone else struggle with this? Because it's just kind of like upsetting and embarrassing.
Science shows that the content you consume on social media is mirrored in your brain, which changes your brain, your mood and behavior, and your reality. I'll tell you the science behind why and how you can use this to your advantage. First off is that your brain has mirror neurons that fire when you observe someone doing or feeling something. So if you're watching someone's content and the person is sad, complaining, or just negative, your brain starts activating in that same way. This is why I like to watch content where people are striving for greatness or they're just happy in general, because I know that what I consume, I become. But this is bigger than just mirror neurons, okay? Because repeated exposure to something actually rewires your brain. That's the nature of neuroplasticity. So if you are regularly consuming drama, negativity, or just low IQ content, those circuits strengthen in your brain. And eventually, those things become normal to your brain. And now this is where I really need you to lock in, because your brain filters reality based upon what is normal to you. If you're constantly consuming content that makes you feel sad, your brain is then going to filter reality for more things that make you feel sad. The opposite is also true. Consuming content that makes you feel inspired, motivated, or just happy will help you to feel that way more of the time. Be careful of what you normalize to your brain, because your brain will work to show you more of it.
Okay. So if you have a social media addiction, who doesn't, because you're currently seeing this TikTok, I have found the perfect solution, and it has literally kept me off of social media, off of TikTok, only to create and be on here and talk about something, and it's called Clear Space. I am obsessed. Like, I can show you my streak. Give me one second. Like, look at this. I have not used TikTok for 12 days. I don't know if you can see this, but it's basically the number of sessions. No sessions this entire week. I stayed under opening it just once a day for less than a minute. I also happen to work in social media and spend a lot of time on it for work purposes. So I was able to do all of the scheduling, and it just works perfectly for me. I've tried every single app to help me balance my work as well as my addiction. So this is the only app that's worked. Go download it. It changed my life. I stopped the brain rot, and I'm spending more time doing creative things. So highly recommend.
Scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram Reels, scrolling on whatever app is not a form of relaxation, even though you probably think it is. I was talking to someone recently about chronic stress, and social media came up into that conversation. And I said, oftentimes I'll just lay in bed and scroll on my phone and call that my end of day relaxation. When in reality, what that is doing is quite literally the opposite of relaxation. It is spiking your dopamine. So there's that. Short form content like TikTok, like Instagram Reels is pretty much information overload. Like, think about how many seconds you stay on a certain video. You're getting bombarded with so much different information that your brain is processing things at a really fast speed, whether you recognize that or not. All that to say, social media and scrolling is not a form of relaxation. And you should do things like go for a walk, listen to music without like having a screen, read a book, journaling, like doing things to, one, get you back into reality, right? And then two, activate your parasympathetic nervous system versus your sympathetic, and actually get into that state of relaxation. So at the end of the day, you do feel relaxed versus just all over the place and all these heightened different emotions.
Why do we doom scroll and binge TV, and is it really that bad? Here's a hint, it's probably the root cause of a lot of our problems. So here's what's happening. One of the main reasons we doom scroll is to avoid uncomfortable emotions. These emotions are neither good or bad, but rather important signals for your life. Feeling lonely is a signal to connect, or feeling stressed about work could be a signal to find a new job. And the reason I think it's having such a negative impact on our lives is because when we avoid these emotions, we're numbing these important signals for change and action. If you were an early human thousands of years ago and you felt lonely, there was no distraction from that emotion. It was a powerful signal to connect and to find your tribe because your survival depended on it. But now binging Netflix isn't a life or death situation. But I think something arguably more important is at stake, which is having a meaningful and fulfilling life. So the next time you find yourself reaching to your phone to avoid those uncomfortable feelings, ask yourself, what signal is this emotion trying to tell me? And start to listen, because your happiness depends on it.
We're at the point now with these younger kids where like they can't even read a page in a book. Their attention span is that fucking bad. Like, we know people, we have best friends that literally we can't hang out with them because they're just on their phone. Bro, that's such a terrible position to be in. It's hell. It's a cell phone. Like you said, everyone is trapped, bro. We're literally in a position where I guarantee if I were to take the phone away from kids when they have 12, 16, 18, 20 hour screen time days, they would go insane. They've done irreversible damage.
Everyone here, including myself, talks so much about how to be more present and connected to your reality, right? We're all addicted to social media. We're addicted to something. We can't handle our emotions. We should feel our emotions. But there is a reason we are all addicted to something and dissociating from life, because the pain of facing what's really going on is too much without enough solutions. It might be a different story if someone could tell me, hey, you're going to face your reality. It's going to hurt like hell, but there will be support. There will be safety on the other side and solutions. And there hasn't been. In all honesty, guys, there hasn't been. And that's why I keep going back into this. A walk in the park might do me some good. Some fresh air, some grounding, breathing. Yeah, but then you come back and then what? I feel like a lot of you guys look up to me and think that I'm some, recovered BPD person and wow, she's so smart, but I'm struggling. It's hard to live in this country as someone who wasn't just given everything, who wasn't privileged, and to think that this might be my reality for another 60 years or however long I live. God, I hope it's not that long if it's going to be like this. Genuinely, what am I missing? Is it spirituality? Is it what kind of spirituality? Like, one thing I could think of is relationships, that relationships are the meaning of life. Finding meaningful people to share your time with, even if you're both just depressed. But as someone who really suffers and gets triggered by closeness and intimacy, like, oh, some days I just wanna... I know relationships are hard for everyone, but it's not this hard for everyone. It's this hard for some people, and look who just joined me. I feel like I just need one thing that's stable in my life and certain, one thing that I can rely on, even if that's just myself or a person, or I don't know if that's an unrealistic expectation to have.
You want to know how I know that social media is melting my brain? I'm a social media manager, okay? That means I am editing reels constantly, always listening to trending audios, whatever, right? I've edited so many reels in my time that I can now time the beats in my head when I hear a trending audio. I can hear any audio now and I can tell you pretty accurately how many seconds are between each beat because I'm just editing video transitions all the time. You might call it a skill. I call it social media melting my brain.
I really do believe that posting on social media has actually altered my brain chemistry. Because ever since posting on social media, I literally just see things differently. Because you can literally wake up and be whoever you want. Nothing is that serious. And also, people don't care about you as much as you think they do. Because actually, nothing is real. Because once I became friends with people that I followed for years, that I looked up to, and now we're besties, like we're friends, I'm like, nothing is real. Literally nothing is real. And also getting hit up by huge brands literally altered my brain chemistry. I'm like, literally anything is possible and nothing is that serious. So if you needed a sign to just post your videos, literally just do it. And I just want to put an emphasis on people do not care as much as you think that they do. Nobody cares about you, respectfully. And also, we're all gonna die. Like, nothing is actually that serious. Just post your content. If you want to be whatever you want to do in this life, whatever you want to be, go freaking do it. You want to be an influencer? Start posting videos. And it's crazy because it actually is that simple. So yeah, posting on social media has actually like changed my brain chemistry. Actually, when people say like, oh, like I had this girl message me, she's like, I literally been watching you forever and I look up to you, like I'm aspiring influencer. And I'm like, you talking to me? I'm an influencer? What you mean? I was like, what? I'm just normal. I'm just a person. I'm just talking to my phone. Anyways, I had a conversation with this guy in the airport and he was telling me about his life and his perspectives on life. And I was like, holy crap, you should share that with the internet. And then he was like, nah, like that's not my thing. Why not? Literally, why not? The only person that's stopping you from being successful is literally you. You're setting boundaries and limitations on what you are capable of. Maybe it's delusion, I don't know, but my brain chemistry has definitely been altered. That's for sure.
I will never understand why social media just takes over my life.
Completely.
Everybody's life. Like, I swear to God, I will go tell myself that I need to get up and shower, and I'll just fucking sit there on TikTok for
4 fucking hours.
just thinking about getting up.
Not actually getting up.
Because mentally I'm showering, but physically
I'm just a damn mushroom.
sitting there, doing nothing, benefiting nothing for this world. It has permanently altered people.
Forever.
The amount of propaganda we take in,
Cannot be fucking healthy.
like, I swear to God, not to mention the insane standards and insecurities that just,
Wouldn't fucking exist
if social media didn't exist.
we are all cooked.
Straight cooked. I don't even know what to do anymore. Nobody's in their right mind. I got shit to do. I'm supposed to have dreams, goals,
A fucking future.
and instead I'm sitting there watching an
AI raccoon cut a
fucking cake.
What the fuck am I doing?
I'm sitting there watching the whole thing over and over again. It's like I'm
Going fucking brain dead.
how is that interesting to me? And then there goes Instagram. Got me stalking a girl I don't even
Fucking no.
liking her cat's 3rd birthday post. And now it somehow ended up on her aunt's wedding photos from 2016. For fucking what?
For what?
I don't even know her. And then I'm on Snapchat
All day.
sending pictures at the top left corner of my fucking ceiling like that's friendship or like that's doing something. Like, girl, why do we have a 400-day streak? We have been snapping one picture back and forth.
For 400 days?
Like, okay, pop off, but that's
Fucking crazy. To be doing that
every day for 400 days. Oh my God, that shit got a chokehold on me. Like, I will go
batshit if I
lose any of my long streaks. It's like a heartbreak. It's like a betrayal. It's like
I'm literally getting stabbed.
if I lose my streak. I love you, TikTok. I'll never delete you. But when I did delete TikTok, I
Literally re-downloaded that shit 30 minutes later.
Like I'm in a toxic relationship with a
Fucking app.
an app. Okay, I delete that shit and you already got me going to press the non-existent app on my screen. When TikTok got banned,
I lost